It's always amazing to be in the studio with friends, bandmates, and recording songs for the newest album, Rhyme and Season. You know, something happens in the studio. It's hard to describe. Sort of like a vibrating tuning fork. It just vibrates right to the bone.
Hello, music lovers. You know, I've been playing with James, Reams, and the Barnstormers for nigh on, 20 years, I guess. We've been friends in the recording studio, and I always love playing on James' material. It's very fiddle-friendly, and I like people to be friendly to me and my fiddle. So we've had great fun in the studio working on these songs. They're challenging, they're fresh, and at the same time, deeply evocative of a mountain tradition. And I salute James and each and every one of the Barnstormers. Thank you.
This album has taken on an intensely personal feeling, almost like a bird rising out of the ashes, and reflected the twists and curves that occur in all of our lives. Like you, I've traveled many roads, north to south, east to west, and back home. And I've traveled in the desert and on the coast between the blue oceans and Rocky Mountains, down the ribbon of highway that lies between the lowest and highest. And I found the world on that highway. I know that world requires us to rise up like that highway rises to meet the horizon line, to get up again and again, to realize that we're not finished when we're tired and down. We're just exposed at a deeper level, a deeper part of our soul.
I'm John Gordon. I'm engineering and mixing on this current James Reams and the Barnstormers record, and I have to say I've known him for a long time. He came in to me with a mastering project maybe 20 years ago or so, and I mastered several of his records, and I always hoped I could put myself in the position of being able to, engineer and get more involved in the production of his work. I've always, James Reams is the real deal. He really brings the traditional feel to his music, and he is an unbelievable picker of songs. I've always loved his song selections. They always seem like they are just a little bit offbeat, but great. They push at the boundaries of the genre a little and stretch them a little every time. And I've noticed on the recent records, he's also brought some of his own songs, and they're great too. And I've been very proud and pleased to be involved in engineering his last two records, including the one we're working on now.
We are meant to be alive between the highs and the lows. And it's how everything in the world is meant to be, so that we can really feel what it's like to be alive and in love with that life. The journey brings us to our destination, and that destination is a place in our heart. So the songs are the songs of the shoes of a wanderer who hears the call of the train at night, the winding wheels on the highway, the coyote call in the desert. It's about homelessness and loneliness, and even the final step, the grave. But it's an album that celebrates the perpetual pilgrim that lives within all of us. I want this album to pay homage to the resilience of the human spirit, encourage each of us to reach out to those in need around us, whoever that might be. Safe travels, and see you all down the road.
Can't you hear that lonesome cry? Left my house many days gone by. Oh, my darling's gone now. Why did she die? It's long gone out west blue. Long gone out west blue.